Once we have set up the existing market conditions and we have identified the customers, we have identified our sales process, promotional results of existing efforts, we have to set the goals and objectives of where we want to achieve. So we have to set both the sales goals and objective. Goals are usually longer term and not specific. For example, implementing a sales management training program for new managers within 2 years, or for example reducing the sales force turnover to industry average in next 5 years. There is a time frame, usually a longer time frame, and it's usually more on a strategic aspect, general aspect, not by the numbers. This goal will then be divided into smaller objectives, which are yearly objectives. For example, increasing sales by 15% next year, reducing customer complaints by 10%, increasing the number of new customers account by 20% in next 6 months. So these are specific time frame within 1 year, short period, and have a specific target. The objective has specific target, goal does not have a specific target. Then now you will be seeing you can implement but all the goals need to have an objective. So there is no objective without a goal. But the goal, there may be goals which were last year also, so the objective can relate to last year because goals are usually longer time. You may not be setting up a new goal every year if you have sufficient goals to achieve, but you may have to revise your objectives based on what you have achieved in the previous years or previous months, so that you can continue to try to reach at your goal. You also have to see the existing goals, are they still achievable within the reasonable time frame as you have set in the earlier stage. If it's require any adjustment, then you need to do those adjustments as well. Later, as a third step we discussed was to determine the market potential and forecast sales. So after we have set up the goals and objectives, now we need to look at what is the market potential and forecast sales. So understanding the market potential means the maximum permissible sales by the entire industry. So we have to understand what is the overall industry market potential. Then we have to see what is our own sales potential for a company, and then what is the market capacity, how much market the market will be available to absorb if the product is free. But what we have to focus is on the sales potential. What is the maximum what we can sell? If it's less than the market potential, then we have to achieve to have a maximum sales by the company. So after we have set up understand the market potential and forecasting the sales will be another topic which we'll be covering separately before we finish this section. Once we have identified our market potential, we need to develop the strategies. So there are 4 type of growth strategies that the market usually can have, based on the 2 axes: current product, new product, current market, and new market. So there may be a current product in the current market where we just want to have a market penetration. So it's an existing product in the existing market, we are just going into intensive market tactics to gain more market share, where we may launch a new product, new service in the current market as well, so which will be called as a product development. When we are launching a new feature, when we are launching a new restaurant, we are launching a new meeting space, we are launching a new room category, we have refurbished our hotel, so that will be called product development. A new market, current product, so it's called market development. You may be targeting certain geographical markets. In the earlier, maybe you were targeting on the Europe, now we are targeting new Asian markets, so that is called market development. We may be focusing on we may be focusing earlier on the agents, now we are going to focus more on probably corporate market or groups market, so that is again called a market development. Or we are launching a new product in a new market, that is also called product diversification. So there are 4 type of strategies that the hotel companies can follow. Most of the hotels are putting market penetration most of the time, because a lot of companies are not innovative, they don't create new product and they are not exploring new markets. However, you can always the innovative hotel companies are doing either product development, means developing new products and putting into the new market, or exploring the new markets, and very few of the companies are doing product diversifications. So as an example of the 4 growth strategies: market penetration. For example, Honda, let's say in a telecom, in a automobile industry, there are modifying the existing product in an existing market. For example, Honda is bringing out a new car, Honda Accord, Toyota Camry, or Nissan Maxima. While developing the new product, would be launching a completely new series by the same company. In the new markets would be to create new users. For example, Harley Davidson would be launching a new bike itself, and the power bars are generated by the chocolate companies, or by Gatorade is developed by the health drinks. So there are new markets, exploring the new markets, new users that they are targeting. Product diversification, creating a new product for a new market. Sony Electronics to Vaio, or restaurants or airlines. So these are the examples of creating new products. There are business portfolio approach, which is called also the business portfolio approach, strategic business units usually, where they may require major firms with multiple product companies. For example, in our hotels, most of the SBU would be let's say a banquet with a restaurant would be a different business unit compared to the rooms department. They will have their own competitors, they will have their own management, they have their own profit and growth potential as standalone. Even though restaurants are somewhat dependent on the in-house guest, but they normally most of the hotel companies are pushing restaurants to have an independent identity, independent business, independent strategies and management teams. So those are called strategic business units. So they have their own mission, they have their own management, they have their own segments and own competitors, and they are usually independent on the company, but achieving the overall organization. So here's an example of the strategic business units. A corporation may have multiple strategic business units where they may have their own marketing, finance, production, human resource and research and development team. For hospitality, usually one hotel is same, but they may have different departments. For example, rooms, banquet, spa, or other guest adventures, which are not dependent on each other for their revenue. So they have their own management, they have their own directors of operations, but services are common, like marketing. They may have their own marketing managers if the revenue is significant. They may not have the human resource, usually finance are shared services. The operational team are usually different. So this is how the hotels can structure out if they can develop a significant business unit which can generate enough profit to have their own marketing, to have their own operational team and their own management. There was usually again menu engineering analysis which be done on the rooms department of the hotel, where they can generate they can categorize their different room types into star, problem children, cash cows, dogs, depending on their market, depending on their occupancy ratios and their relative market growth. Are they growing or not growing? How much has been their occupancy? So the hotels can specifically categorize them. More on menu engineering can be learned in our another course. Now the next step is how we allocate resources and develop the budgets for our planning space. So given now we have the sub plans, we have technical tactics, now we need to allocate the resources. So allocating the resources means money, people, material, equipment and time to carry out the plans. Money, you have to submit the budget to the financial control. People's budget, we have to prepare the organization chart and to the HR department or the GM for approval. Materials, again you have to put into the financial and equipments to carry out your activities. So the sales budget is it's all the whole combination of the money, material, equipment, time and people is called the sales budget. It's required to achieve the projected revenue. So we have to make a complete divide our resources into the different things.